Although recently becoming free of the hateful child maintenance service, it's not going to stop me from highlighting the damage that this organisation do to people. So this video is about the £4 billion lie, and it's coming next here on Scott Reviews Things. So the £4 billion lie, what is it? So, how the state and Gingerbread framed innocent parents as deadbeat dads, a term that's still massively offensive to this day. So, for more than 30 years, the British government and its favoured charity partner, Gingerbread, have cast one group of citizens as villains, the non-resident parent, NRP, and they can be labelled deadbeat dads. They've been accused of failing their children. Behind that slogan lies a manufactured scandal, a fictitious debt worth billions, created by the Child Support Agency, the CSA, on the 1993 to 2003 child support schemes, and continued to be collected by the Child Maintenance Service, the CMS. Calm. Right. The Henshaw Report, 2006. The warning they ignored. In 2006, the government commissioned Sir David Henshaw to review the Child Support Agency. His report, Recovering Child Support, remember that, Recovering Child Support, Routes to Responsibility, was blunt. It said, the agency has not delivered against its objectives and is failing parents, children, and taxpayers alike. There has been too much emphasis on enforcement and not enough on supporting voluntary agreements. So where families just make an agreement between themselves. Henshaw warned that the agency's obsession with debt recovery was harming families and recommended encouraging private cooperative arrangements. So again, where the families negotiate between themselves. He urged ministers to end the adversarial state-driven model. Instead, the government created the Child Maintenance Enforcement Commission, the CMEC, in 2008, later rebranded as the Child Maintenance Service in 2012. The same staff, IT systems, and enforcement culture were retained. 3 years later, Henshaw's fears were confirmed and came true. You see, there was a 2009 admission, interfering for the benefit of the state. On the 2nd of December 2009, the Work and Pensions Select Committee heard sworn evidence, get this, from Stephen Geraghty, the Chief Executive of CMEC. He admitted that the agency had, and I quote, made estimates deliberately big in order to frighten people into providing data, and that the CSA was interfering in private arrangements not for the benefit of children, but for the benefit of the state. And let that sink in for a minute. That single statement exposes the truth. The scheme's purpose was never the welfare of children, but the recovery of Treasury money through administrative coercion. So they're not collecting the money for children. It's blows your mind. 2011 to 12, Parliament told the truth and ignored it. On the 15th of June 2011, the CMEC chief, Noel Shanahan, told MPs that legacy arrears were artificially inflated by the CSA's interim assessments about 300%, used as a lever when parents didn't supply income details. A year later, on March the 5th, 2012, he confirmed to the Public Accounts Committee that around half of the 3.7 to 3.8 billion arrears was owed to the Secretary of State, and that there had been punitive maintenance agreements punishing and incorrect assessments underpinning those figures. Mad. So there was a false narrative. In 2016, Gingerbread published Children Deserve More, claiming that £4 billion in unpaid child maintenance was owed to single parents. MP Marion Fellows repeated the figure in Parliament. The same number appeared across the BBC, The Guardian, The Mirror, and The Sun. Britain was told that absent fathers owed billions. But by then, the government already knew this was false. Between 2009 and 2012, officials told parliamentary committees that arrears were largely fictitious, inflated by up to 300% through interim maintenance assessments designed to frighten people to get their data. The National Audit Office confirmed that 3/4 of arrears were uncollectible and that half the balance was owed to the Secretary of State, not to families. Just crazy. And then propaganda becomes reality, or policy, sorry. Despite those admissions, Gingerbread and its parliamentary allies used the false £4 billion claim to lobby for harsher enforcement. Their pressure shaped laws that stripped courts of oversight and introduced the collect and pay system, a scheme that charges the paying parent 20% extra and deducts 4% from the paying parent, 24% extra. And it's all profit. Internal CMS leadership minutes set targets to move 35% of cases from direct pay to collect and pay by 2019 because every switch increased revenue. I think there was targets and they got commission as well. Maybe. I think that's correct. The human cost. So what's the human cost of this? A 2021 Freedom of Information disclosure, an FOI, revealed 35 suicides in 6 months, 24 of them parents on collect and pay. Families have since come forward describing identical patterns: false arrears, wage deductions, and intimidation leading to breakdown and death. Yet, in 2023, rather than call for a public inquiry, Parliament passed Shaban Bailey's MP's Child Support Enforcement Act of 2000. The new law grants the CMS even greater power to issue administrative liability orders without judicial approval, expanding the very power that have already been destroyed, that have already destroyed lives, given even greater power. Just let that sink in as well. Regulatory proof of misinformation. In 2020, the Charity Commission upheld a complaint confirming that Gingerbread had misled the public with its £4 billion unpaid claim and formally reminded its trustees of their legal duties. Despite this regulatory warning, Gingerbread remains a principal witness to the parliamentary inquiries and continues to call for the abolition of direct and pay and tougher enforcement, echoing the same rhetoric used to justify policy that kills people. So they're still doing it. So what does it mean? A debt crisis that never existed was manufactured to justify revenue-driven enforcement. So people are being told they owe money that they don't owe just to get them their data. A state agency admitted harming families for the benefit of the state. Lives have been lost, yet Parliament continues to empower the system responsible. How can that be right? This is not about refusing to support children. It never has been. It's about a government that invented debt, turned charity into propaganda, and profited from tragedy. So, what's this video about? It's a call to action. It's a call to action. If you or someone you know has been harmed by the child maintenance service, share your story. You can share it with me. Contact your MP. Demand a public inquiry into the CSA and the CMS. Only transparency can end the injustice that began when the state chose revenue over families and people's lives.